Alright, it's just gonna sit around and see how long this is gonna take before anyone starts jumping in. Swing around in my chair. Unfortunately, I don't have a video on my face for this one, so you're just gonna have to look at the screen and nothing else. You don't know. And from the ashes of Maurice. Hey everyone, I'm just getting some more water. Hopefully the audio is not too high today. I never seem to get the settings right for this particular desktop. Mr. Plummer, Station 240, Tony Nash, Jan Zimmy, C++. Why? Because that's what it was originally written in, and I'm not going to go and overhaul the whole project just so that I can choose it to be C. There's nothing wrong with C++. There's plenty of languages that plenty of people abuse. Doesn't mean I can't use it. Audio is okay. Okay says to me, it's okay, it's tolerable, but could be better. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a $900 DPA system. Mr. Prince, Thomas Traeger, E-Digit. Alright, well, we'll get to it. So, yes, we have this bug that I found this morning after I woke up. Anyway, so no, I just realised that audio is not mixing in. Anyway, needless to say, there was a bug here where Lewis is trying to click on this test pad and it comes up with this endless list of, or it seems like an endless list of grounds and a strange part name that's just 3 dots. So the problem here is that test pads themselves do not have an actual part associated with them. They're just free-floating little things. And so what I want to do here is, instead of blaming Lewis for this, it's not truly a bug, it's just more of a user interface oversight. So I'm going to run the latest version that I do have. And let's see if we can find that board. What was that? I think it was the 244, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was the 244. Now I can't even remember what that part was that he was after. No, it wasn't the 244, it was the 281. That's right. Something up around here somewhere. No, I can't remember exactly. But anyway, so he would click on something and nothing shows up in this area here for him. So normally the way Lewis likes to find something on the PDF is to, like, if you get this part, he clicks on the PDF button here and obviously it shows up here. But when you click on a test pad, there's nothing showing up here, so he can't click on it. But see, the trouble is, I was personally envisaging people would right click on this, which brings up, and then you can search for that, and it comes up there. So what we're going to do to resolve the situation so that everybody's happy is I'm going to make it so that when you click on a pad, it's going to come up with a fake part and allow you then to click the PDF. Lewis is a good guy, yes. He's also a very good bug tester, so bug finder. But I wouldn't really classify this as a bug. To me, it's a user interface issue, and it's come about because of the fact that I made an assumption on how I thought it would be used, but obviously other people use things in different ways, and it's quite amazing at times to see what people will do with your software and see how they find ways to get to the results that they want to. Anyway, so this is the PDF part section. That's wrong. We want not to edit the software. Okay, we want the info pane section. And I'm fairly sure, if we look for the triple dots, not you, not you. Evening fixing. And Q's here too. So I haven't been in this section for a little while. The only trouble is I tend to forget where I've been. Okay, I think this is it. That's right, you don't know. Yeah, everybody thinks differently with the way they do these things. And so that's why I actually find it very useful when Lewis does his videos, because even though it melts the sharp, shiny points off my snowflaking, it does give me a really good insight as to the way other people are doing things, and then I can correct or modify the software to either deal with the way they're doing it, or if it is truly a bug, I can fix the bug, or if it really is a problem that exists between the keyboard and the chair, then I can deal with that too. Very thirsty tonight. Alright, so what we have here, this section is the bit that I've corrected it in the latest version of software, that when you do click on this, it doesn't come up with that endless list. But I need to now make it different again, so it will bring up a dummy part or an option to... Need to provide a Landrex button to pop up a corrupted view of the board and remind Lewis how bad it is. Yeah, I've contemplated that. I'm trying to think of a good Easter egg to put into it. Something like Clippy, I was thinking, like... come up and say, hi, I see you're trying to fix a 32 whatever 820 3437. Would you like me to replace the SMC for you? Or put in a find fault button that then just picks a random part, something like that. Hey Rectech. Alright, so we're gonna do better than just simply jump the part. Let's see. Oh, it's the 30th already. Okay. And we're going to create a false part here. Let's see. Change your mind already. Hey W2, Nap. Chippy the Tweezers. Hey Pianov. Oh no, Panov's here. Now I'm going to get nervous. So I want to create a small button that will just simply let him click on it to bring it up in the PDF. And the trouble is, even though the part's highlighted, that's not much use to me. What I really want is the net that's highlighted. Hey Paulie Lewis. And this gives you an idea of how bad I am on some things. I can't even remember now what variable I use to highlight what, to hold what net is currently being selected. That'll do it. Net highlighted. Ah, great. What? Time to bring up a window and go looking through my source code. I have no idea where I got that parameter from then. Pin highlight. We'll try pin highlighted. Pin selected. Pin selected. Okay. Let's see if the Z compiles. What did I do with my... Oh, compile. Must be good. Alright. Random question. Is there a lot of difference between cheap and less cheap multimeters? I'll leave that to someone else to answer. Okay, this hasn't done what I wanted. Why not? Might as well do pin selected as well. Well, nothing. That makes no sense at all. I should be getting debug. I should be getting debug output here. No, nothing. Oh, that's because it's... Idiot. Try the... change this parameter a bit. Segmentation fault, and that will be because someone tried to display the pin name when there wasn't a pin selected. This is a pretty primitive way of doing debugging, but I gotta admit I prefer to do it this way rather than through using a inspector. I mean, I think you can be equally efficient either way. They're useful in different ways. It's a case of you just sort of pick which tools you want and use them how you want. Oh, I do wish the plane in the background was a RC plane for me. Oh man, I crashed again. Part selected, yeah. Alright, I know how to do this. Let's see, it's line 1802. Hey, Yenko, well, yeah. It's like when you watch Lewis Rossmann at times, I have no idea what he's doing a lot of the time. But it's still entertaining to watch. Alright, NetWeb. Show NetWeb, let's go find out where we make that. That will be in the rendering section. So we go to render. Draw NetWeb. Yeah, I'm dereferencing null because the pin is null. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother go back to that. I'm just going to remove it because now I found what I really want to find. MPin's highlighted. So oh, it's MPin selected. That was what I had. What the hell did I just break? That's what. I should not be doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning. Two, 2, 1, 4. I've broken something here and I don't know what. So you belong to you belong to you, that's what. Yeah, 4. I can't even seem to type right at the moment. what am I doing? I think I have this. Nope, nope, nope. No, it's not a pointer. Horrible, horrible. Do not do that. The keyboard you're hearing is unfortunately not an IBM M. Let's see, what does it actually say here? Has no member named... What? Pins highlighted. It certainly is. I didn't think that worked. It's just a KBC branded mechanical keyboard. It's an M. It's a blue cherry switch one. Not 100% happy with it, to be honest. It doesn't have enough resistance for me. Oh my god, my brain's just not in this. What am I doing? I'm doing everything wrong at the moment because I'm too busy thinking about other things. Well, thank goodness for undo. Okay, this is a really disgusting cheat way, but anyway, auto P. I've come to really love the auto key in this, in C++. It's a shared pointer. Seriously, what am I missing? Request remember C string in blah 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 blah. Hey Rob. No. Ah, that's why. Because I'm an idiot. Well, it actually compiles. Alright, let's try that again. Pick a random... we still don't have anything coming up. Am I in the wrong section? Show parts on that. Parts selected. Oh, no wonder. We were already pre-filtering it out up the top here. Yeah, compiles, ship it. It's always a good one. It's like fan spin. The fan spins, it's ready to go. Ship it. Nope, still no go. What's going on here? What have I got? You don't know, yes, I've got git, but the thing is you have to commit first. So I'm not going to, it's easy for me to just do undo until I get back to the point where it works again. I'm not going to git commit every second line, particularly when it's just me doing the coding. So I think the problem here is, what is the problem? Because this should be triggering, but it's not. Oh, please, unfixable, hardly. I've only been at this for 10 minutes. Goodness, no. No, 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 no. I've had bugs that have taken me months to fix. Okay, I'll just copy that there. I'm going to paste it up the top. If you give up that easy, then programming is not for you. Yeah, it could be the part's highlighted size, that's an issue there. But, well, actually one way we can test that, let's run it, and if we show on parts, what will happen then is it will select the parts on the net. Yeah, here we go, and all of a sudden it's reappeared now. Whereas if I take that off, that hides it. So I've got to make it so it differentiates between clicking that particular one and just show me a net instead. Yeah, fun. Oh yeah, here we go, here's all the trash there. It's a design feature, exactly. Okay, CryJ. Funnily enough, we could change this so that it becomes inclusive. So we can actually say, well, I would rather handle this outside of the main loop, to be honest. Yeah. You can go back to being that. I'll handle it up the top, because it should only ever be one part that is selected, and it'd be nice if it is showing up the top anyway. Okay, cut you out. Put it all the way up here. Actually, maybe not. No, maybe do so. Let me think. Coding videos are nowhere near as interesting as board repair videos. I'll refine this selector a little bit later, but for now I just want to try it with the one part. Yeah, of course. No good. One. Okay, so it is getting into this section at least, and it is selecting. It has got the right one, but pin selected. Try that. Yeah. Alright. At the moment it doesn't do anything. But at least it's coming up with the right stuff now. So we should be able to now make this, then do the searching that we want. Okay, which we have to put to this, and we've got to compose our search string. Do it the horrible nasty way, which should give some aneurysms. Strict match. And get rid of this debug line. Yeah, maybe that one. The other half fun thing with all this is, let's see, is that dispatching? So a lot of the net names don't even exist between the. Okay, but now we're getting a bit silly here. We should be able to find some of these. Okay, I'd say that's not dispatching properly. And that'll be because I didn't compose my string correctly. I forgot to have my search bit at the end there. Hey Vladimir. Aha, we have success. Alright, so now it's working. Now I want to find out which video it was of Lewis's that he was all crying about this morning. Does anyone remember what part it was? Nope, that's my dashboard. That's my security. Alright, dashboard it will be. Just gotta make sure that I bring up the history and keep that off screen because I don't want everyone to see what Cody's lab videos I've been watching. Let's all watch a video. It says don't skip this. I think we will skip this. Come on, Lewis, show me what probe point you were after. What is it? I need a bigger screen. PP5V PMIC audio. There we go. So he must have had, right, because he's on the northern hemisphere, I have to turn that around. Okay, now that looks like it. So now we've got that. So this is what he was doing, and we click on that, and what do you know? There we go, it all shows up. So that's fixed. Finally. Because it would have been done in 10 minutes if I hadn't been on live stream, of course. That's just the way it goes. So what will happen, I'll clean that up so that it's a little more, a little easier to understand why that's showing up. Make it look like it's an existing part. The only other problem is, of course, I also have to clean up this because we don't want that showing up anymore still. Okay, this is 5 power good. Yeah, so that's all good, and it should, yep, clicking on it finds the consecutive things. Have to make the toilet flush the right way. Yep, we've got to spin it the other way. Okay, so what are we talking about? Multimeters. Hey, I'm Rex. Definitely with multimeters, I agree a fast continuity mode is well and truly desirable. That something that can work through the inevitable layers of grime and resistance that sometimes pop up. I'll show you another feature that I've been working on, though some of you have already probably seen this one, is I've got a find part feature now. Because often, I need a part off a board and I can't find the same donor as what I need. Like, say I'm out of stock of 3437s and I need something off that. So this lets me find it. So let me think, say a Max 1511 chip. And I just hit search and it goes through my archive of PDFs looking for what I want. Looks like we've got a hit on the 820. and another one, so we'll just stop that. So we then know that this board has one, so we can pick out that board from our collection and take the part off. Let's see, you can also do it for compound things, like say you're looking for a 0.047 microfarad, 402. Yeah, don't really care about the voltage at this point. Hit search. Here we go, we've got a whole bunch of boards that brings up the part. So we know we can go pick out a 2838 from our collection and pick this little part off. It's not a perfect search system. It can get fooled. Like if you do 47 microfarad like that, it will also pick up anything that's got prefix on that, like a 0.47, 0.047, they'll all match 47. But you can add the extra parameters, like you don't really say 6.3 volt. I don't think anything like that would exist. I'd be very surprised if anything like that exists. It does. A lot of them. Alright, there you go, learn things. There we go. There. So it's useful to have for when you're scratching around trying to find spare parts. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it definitely is a big help. What does the detection radius mean? Oh, okay, yeah, that actually is a good question because it was asked earlier. With the PDFs, because they are meant as printable documents, they do have specific distances for the page printout. So I don't know what page style these are meant to be. It says D, I don't know what that actually is. But in this case, say the 500, it technically should mean 500 points or 1/72 of an inch. So you'll see 500 times 72. So it has about 3.6 inch radius of print. So what it will mean is, if we say look at this, and you're looking for a 392K resistor, but you also want a 1/20th watt and a 201 size, the radius controls how big an area you're going to look for in that. Now what will happen is the search algorithm will always pick the closest combinations, but if your search radius is too big, you could end up with cross-contamination. Like you could end up with this 3.92K and then let's see, I don't know, pick up something from over here that you're not meant to. So you're trying to find the smallest radius that usually contains everything that you should be looking for. Can you use Boolean search parameters? Not at the moment. It's very simple, just simply substrings. I can put more effort into it, but like I said, for now it's more just as a helper function more than a primary feature. Let's see, what was that resistor? 3.92K. So 201. 1/20th watt. Let's see if that finds anything. There's probably bugs in it still for sure. Oh, there we go. I found an iPhone 5S. Oh, 163. What do we got? And the other thing is it does not bring up the board view at the same. It looks like we've got two at the same time there. You can, if you press the next key, it will jump between them until you get to the end. Looks like there's only two on this board. And this PDF is independent of the main one for the actual board here. I must have accidentally closed that anyway. Oh well, doesn't matter. Let's open it up again. It's all good, all power good. So it was done because I don't personally have enough stock of donor boards, but I'm fairly sure, given the degree of copying of parts and design combinations that they have on the boards, there should be the parts I'm looking for elsewhere. Yeah, certainly not parsecs. No, definitely not. Yeah, it's just 172-inch segments. Personally, I've found though, I don't know whether these are massive sheets, these PDF files, because I don't get hits at anything once you get to about 300, and it starts from this corner up here, I believe. Most of the time, I fail to get hits anything smaller than a 300 radius, which is kind of crazy because that would imply, about an inch and a half here. So maybe these are done in A0 or A1 size sheets. I really don't know. That wasn't revision. That actually is size, D size. I don't know what D size means. A revision of something else. Oh. Anyway, so it's just something that I added because I was having issues here, myself trying to find parts, and I figured, even though it's still a bit of a beta feature, people might be able to use it. Rossmann will be okay with or without bugs. He'll live, but it would be nice to hand him a few wins every now and then. So if he prefers to use this sort of clicky thing up here, then I'm willing to help him achieve that, because I figure he's probably not the only person that wants to do it that way. I mean, I'm personally more of a right clicker to find what I'm after, but if he wants to use the buttons up in the columns, then I'm all good for that too. Oh, hi. When are you going to work at Rossmann? Hi. I heard you were joining up next week or something. NZD, what size is that? It's okay. So it's 864 by 559. That would actually be fairly close, I think. Yeah. Let's have a look at this part. So if you think of that as being almost a meter in size, then inch and a half would be about right. So that would be good. Thanks, RickTech. I had a feeling it might have been an ANSI page size, but I expect everything normally to be in A0, B0, things like that. I forgot they went C's and D's. The other thing a few of you may have picked up is that now the part names are actually drawn on the parts, and if you zoom in further, you also get the network names, which is kind of handy. A couple of people asked for that. I wasn't able to provide the feature before because by the time you zoomed in closely, the board fill algorithm was slowing everything down way too much, and I was in the middle of rewriting the algorithm to use a tessellating system for dividing the whole area up into little triangles. That was a complete nightmare, and I found a bug in my code that has sat there for about, ever since I wrote the board fill algorithm, the one that does the pinstripes. And once I fixed that bug, then my performance all of a sudden came back, and I was able to use the full board fill, and because I had the performance in spare, I could now start drawing all the text on everything without killing the CPU. So you're going to go visit Lewis. That'll be good. Maybe you can get a live stream with you in there. Hi. That'd be interesting to see. Make him give you something to fix. So, well, it's 1:30. I need to go and get some breakfast or some ice cream. I'm not sure which. I don't think I'll be doing any Netflix tonight. I think I just need to crash and burn. I have a parcel coming hopefully tomorrow. It's supposed to be just a couple of tubes of Amtech flux from Lewis, but it's taken almost a month now to get to me, which makes me think it didn't come through air freight. And I'm starting to wonder whether maybe Lewis put a brick in it or a body. I'm not sure. So I might do a live stream and unboxing for that tomorrow, just in case it is a live body, and that way I don't get the blame for anything. Yeah. Oh, and I got my muffler today for the fume extractor. A couple of you saw that on the Discord channel. I'm umming and erring about whether I'll keep with it or not. It definitely makes things quieter, but I need to now find a way of still scrubbing the air with the carbon granules a bit more, because the previous thing I had on there was basically a 10 kilo carbon filter, and now I don't have that. So I'll see how I go. The primary filter does have carbon in it, but it's not as much as like that massive 10 kilo filter that I had. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for all sticking around. It wasn't overly interesting, but like I said, we have got this there now, so it does the job, but I'm going to pretty it up before I put it into proper release. I also need to fix up the fact that it gets swamped out when I leave this on. But at least the key aspect of it is now functioning, and that's what we wanted. So, and it just works perfectly fine. Excellent. When are you going to take those planes for a ride? I really wish I could. Really wish I could, but I haven't flown now for a long time. And I don't have a pilot's license. I mean, model aircraft flying. I wish I had a pilot's license. Unfortunately, due to my hearing issues, I am unlikely to get a real pilot's license anytime in the near future. So, alright, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you all, and I'll catch up with you all later.